This case was requested by the handle UB Nandy. Thank you, my angel, so much for your requests. Keep them coming. I hope you like my take on the case of Lord Lucan. Also, thank you for introducing me to this case. I had so much fun learning about it. And for full transparency on the case, I'm not familiar with the courts in London. So, of course, I went down the rabbit hole of the Crown Court and how it works. And my God, it was so fascinating. It quickly became my new hyperfixation subject that I want to learn more about. Welcome back to Bay Area Housewife of True Crime, where I like to tell the stories of the real Lloronas and Cucuys of the world, while also honoring and amplifying the lives of those we lost. I'm Audrey, former paralegal, current stay-at-home mom, lifelong lover of true crime. The stories I cover are wild, topics may be triggering, viewer and listener discretion is advised. Parties mentioned are innocent until proven guilty in court. With all that being said, grab your hot Cheetos and let's dive into today's case. Richard John Bingham, 7th Earl of Lucan, was 39 years old when he went missing on November 8, 1974. He was born on December 18, 1934, to George Bingham, the 6th Earl of Lucan, and Caitlin Elizabeth Ann Dawson. His dad's cousin was Cynthia Spencer, Countess Spencer, Princess Diana's paternal grandmother. So that makes Lord Lucan Princess Diana's uncle. So his dad was the 6th Earl of Lucan. He was the 7th, and his future son would become the 8th. What does it mean to be a lord in England? Great question. I would love to tell you how, like Elise Meyer says, right? In England, people in high society hold many titles like Lord, Lady, Countess, Viscountess, Duke, Duchess. Think Bridgerton. Lord Lucan had an older sister named Lady Jane and younger siblings Lady Sarah and Honorable Hugh. His mom had a blood clot in her lungs, which forced her to be confined to nursing home care and delegated the care of the children to nannies. Around 1940, he was shipped off to an all-boys boarding school in New York at the elite Harvey School. You would think his parents would be happy to have him home for summer break, but instead he was sent to summer camps. He faced a harsh reality upon returning to England in February of 1945. It was in the middle of World War II, and rationing, even for the wealthy families, was still a thing. If you don't know what rationing is, just think about early COVID times, where you were only allowed to buy one toilet paper pack per household if you were even able to find any at the store. Lord Lucan, or I should call him Richard, because he doesn't get the title of Lord yet until it's inherited later. Richard joined the British Army in 1953 and served with the Coldstream Guards like his father before him. After his time in the military, he worked at a bank. In 1960, he left his bank job when a co-worker was promoted instead of him and claimed to be able to earn 1 year's salary on one night of gambling, where he earned the moniker Lucky Lucan. Veronica Duncan was born without a title on May 3, 1937, to military Major Charles Morehouse Duncan and Thelma Winifred Watts. Veronica's father served in World War I and passed away in 1942 in a car accident a day before his 43rd birthday. She was only 2 years old, and her mother was pregnant with her sister Christine. Veronica's mother remarried and moved the family to South Africa. Veronica, along with her sister, were shipped off to an all-girls boarding school in England. After graduating high school, she and her sister lived together in an apartment in London. She studied art in college and eventually worked as a model and secretary. Veronica's sister Christine married William Shankidd, who was a part of London's upper class society. William was friends with Lord Lucan, and they were introduced in 1963. William Shankidd's brother was Peter Shankidd, Princess Diana's stepfather. They met at a golfing event and quickly fell in love. This was way before the age of social media, so their engagement was announced in the newspaper on October 14th, 1963. They got married on November 20th, 1963. Princess Alice was in attendance at their wedding. With the marriage came a marriage settlement from his parents, which basically means more allowance money given from a trust for the bride and groom. 2 months after their wedding and extravagant honeymoon, Richard's dad, the 6th Earl of Lucan, passes away from a stroke, whereby officially inheriting the titles along with his wife of Lord and Lady Lucan. They move into 46 Lower Belgrave Street in Belgravia, London. They had 3 children, Francis, George, and Camilla. Even though Lord Lucan was agnostic, he made sure his children attended Sunday school and church. Nannies have told tales and spread rumors that could be true about how Lord Lucan was a very hands-on father and the parent that would come in and visit the kids in the nursery the most. And this would make Lady Veronica jealous, and she would accuse him of having affairs with their multiple nannies. Like many mothers, myself included, Veronica battled severe postpartum depression, and in 1971, Lord Lucan took her to a psychiatric hospital where she ran away as soon as they proposed she should stay a while. She cooled off, returned, was evaluated, given antidepressants, and sent home. Lady Veronica alleges Lord Lucan was physically abusive towards her.